Alright, 6.5 is a coordinate plane, and what we're going to learn here is the different coordinates and how to plot points with positive coordinates and negative coordinates. So the key idea is just about the coordinate plane. So a coordinate plane is formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line and a vertical number line. The number lines intersect at the origin and separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions called quadrants. And this is what it would look like. So just like what you did with the coordinate plane on page 275, I just didn't give you any explanation of what everything means. So we have our quadrant 1, okay, so that's this entire quadrant. Quadrant 2, okay, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And then what's also important to know is that the origin is at 0, 0. So that's where everything begins, okay? Just like what we were talking about with the origin, the number lines intersect at the origin, and that's 0, 0. And then they separate the coordinate planes into 4 regions, and that's what we call our quadrants. So we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And don't forget, this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. If you kind of look at it, it looks like a number line, so this is just a regular number line. We start at 0, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative, we go negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And then we also have it looking, if I just erase this really quickly. Okay, we also have a vertical number line that's also represented, which would be our y-axis. Same thing, we've got positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have negative 1, 2, 3, 4 to negative 5. So basically, a coordinate plane is 2 of those. One's a horizontal number line and one's a vertical number line, and we know how to plot numbers on there. And then I'll show you how to plot vertices onto our coordinate plane. And just the last bit of information, that an ordered pair is used to locate a point in the coordinate plane. So if we were to have like 4, negative 2, we would go over 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we went negative 2, we would go down 1, 2. And this is where our point would be. That'd be our ordered pair. Example 1, identifying an ordered pair. Alright, get all this copied down. You can do this right on your graph paper if you have enough available on your the other side from your ordered pair picture that you were making. You will need to be able to draw at least one more, another 4, one that has pretty much identical to the size. So as long as you have space for 2, you should be good. So basically, you're trying to figure out which ordered pair corresponds to point T. So what we're trying to identify is where is T on our coordinate plane. Okay. So the first thing I would do in a problem like this is I would first obviously locate, okay, so T is right here. How did I get to T? You always start with your X coordinate first and then your Y coordinate. So that's representing all the way down. These are all of our X's, these are all of our Y's, straight down that line. Okay. So we're going to start with A is negative 3, 3. So if it was negative 3, we would automatically go to the left. So we know that our T is to the right. So that would eliminate any of the problems that had any of them that had negative 3 first. So if our X value is negative 3, that will not work. So that gets rid of A and B for us. Now we need to focus on C and D because they're both positives. So that's where we're going. We're going in the right direction because we're going to go over to here. So we go positive 3, and then we're going down to the 3, which is representing what number? Negative 3. So that proves to us that we didn't go in the positive direction, so that our answer should be 3, negative 3 as our answer. Okay, so you can do eliminating. You could probably just look at it and say, okay, I know the X comes first, then the Y, and our X lays on our horizontal line, so we go right and left. On our vertical, that's our y value, and that will go up or down, whether it's negative or positive. Okay? Example 2 is actually plotting ordered pairs, so I'm going to give you a couple of them to plot, and then you'll put them on your coordinate plane. So as we just did before in the previous chapters when we were plotting on the coordinate plane and we only worked with quadrant 1, this time we're going to do our labeling as normal. So this would be our y, this would be our x. And then we have to realize, okay, so we're plotting A, -2, 3, and B, 0, -3.5. So we have to plot it and put the intervals in accordingly. So I'm just going to go all the way up to 4 since 3.5 is our largest number we're dealing with, or negative in this case. So go ahead and get those on there. So your line should look like this. And I did run out of a little bit of room down here, so I just put it where that line would be, and that's fine. You do get a little cramped in here, so be careful that you don't mess that up. And then don't forget that this is our 0, okay? So now I'm going to start with A, where it says -2, 3. So I'm going to start with my x-axis, because this is our x, this is our y, this is our x, this is our y. And I'm going to go -2, which would be to the left, and then I'm going to go +3, which would put me in the up direction. So this is where I would plot A. For B, my x-axis is 0, so I stay right on that line. And then I'm going to go -3.5 or 3.5. So I'm going to go down because that's my negative way, and I'm going to go halfway between -3 and -4 and plot it right there, and this would be B. Now remember, since we're not putting so many on the actual line, we could put in those coordinates of -2, 3, so we know what we're talking about, and over here would be 0, -3.5. So for this one, I want you to plot the ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. Please just use one coordinate plane. You don't need to put, a whole bunch of different coordinate planes because, number one, you won't have enough room. So just make sure that the numbers that I give you, you can put them all on there so when you do your lines, you have enough space. I think the largest one I have is a 5. So you want to have 5 along each side, so hopefully you'll have enough room on your graph paper. Okay, here are the 4 points to plot, A, B, C, and D. Make sure that you're paying attention to which way they go. Just a little hint for you, this is your X, this is your Y on each of them. So make sure you go in that direction. If you don't, then you will get it incorrect. I will show you the answer for this one tomorrow in class.